Hello, poor people. It's me, poor person. How'd your day go? How'd your weekend go? Did you do anything special in these past 6 days? Father's Day is coming up. It's a holiday I don't usually recognize because that's just something I don't have. But what I can say is that there is something that's coming back into our lives and actually does have those milk and cigarettes. And no, it is not our father. And instead, it is Drake and the Kendrick and the J. Cole thing. And I know, I thought it was over. I thought it was dead in the water. But man, after these recent music releases, I just can't ignore it. It's literally impossible to ignore at this point. So we all know how the Drake v Kendrick v Cole drama ended, you know what I'm saying? With Drake getting absolutely obliterated, J. Cole embarrassing himself, and Kendrick coming out with a flawless victory. But of course, with the aftermath, I can definitely say that everything's been quite, interesting to say the least. So, you know, usually you would think with Drake and Cole after everything, you know, they would stay incognito, they'd kind of just stay holed up in their $1 million mansions, not really saying anything because, you know, they just got embarrassed, or in Cole's case, he embarrassed himself. They have both have had the audacity to come out with 2 features recently. J. Cole with Cobain on Grippy, and then you got Drake linking up with Snow Day on Gwan Delilah. And I just want to say this right now to whoever thought that them doing this was a good idea. They need to be put in an insane asylum because both of these songs suck mega ass. But to start off with J. Cole, we got him on Grippy featuring Cobain, the rising rapper and producer from New York. And instead of the usual slick wordplay Reddit level rapping that we get from J. Cole, instead this time we get freaky J. Cole, and unsurprisingly it is bad. I think the last time I ever actually heard a freaky J. Cole feature was when he was on Airplanes featuring Jeremiah, and that song came out back when I was like 15. I remember listening to it thinking I was just such a grown-up, but now when you look back at that song now, I can wholeheartedly say that that song was pure ass. I mean, just reading from the lyrics of J. Cole's feature on that song is hilarious, with him saying, "Dick so big it's like a foot is in your mouth." Like, you ever read a verse and just thought, did he write this with one hand? But when listening to Grippy, you'd think freaky J. Cole would peek out at Wet Dreams, but no, he just doubles down 100 times more. I mean, we get such iconic lines here, such as, "She's thick in the hips, she a hippie," or "She gon' chew on this stick like it's Wrigley's." Now it's went beyond me asking, is he writing this with one hand, to is he even using his brain to write these verses? Like, if there was one thing Kanye was definitely right about recently in regards to J. Cole, it was that, yeah, playing J. Cole does get the pussy dry. And it's not just the ever so corny bars that kind of kills this song for me. It's also just a repetitive flow and just very weak cadence on his verse as well. It's kind of like listening to a parody of J. Cole, if that makes sense. Then this goes on for over a minute into the song just for Cobain to come in and just make everything 10 times worse. And overall, it just made this song sound like complete rat ass. Like, I genuinely don't know what Cole was thinking with this one. It's just not working. I guess he just tried to hop on just like the popular trend at the time. Because I mean, Cobain, he's been coming up. If you haven't heard him yet, I'd recommend checking him out. He's got some bangers under his belt. But what I will say is, this song right here, respectfully, it's just not good. Freaky Cole, I can't take freaky J. Cole seriously. He just doesn't have it in him. Like, when I look at J. Cole, I'm not thinking of a freaky dude, man. Like, he was already being clowned on for giving himself an L during the whole Drake versus Kendrick thing. But he basically just gave himself a second L because this is the first thing we hear as a comeback for J. Cole. But then just to follow it up, we got BBL Drizzy hopping on a track with the Toronto man Snow Day for Gwan Delilah. And if you didn't figure it out by just the name alone, yes, it is a parody on the Plain White T's track Hey There Delilah. And I just want to say this right now, this song is like a musical war crime. And you know, there's a lot of reasons why I don't like Toronto. You know, like, they have the Raptors, they're Canadians, their food sucks, they're not real people, and some of them can even speak French, which I just feel is absolutely disgusting. But after listening to this song, I can wholeheartedly say that Drake really has given me my 14th reason why. Like, I genuinely just don't know why Drake thought this was a good idea to use as a recovery after being called a predator on multiple tracks by Kendrick Lamar. Like, I think the worst aspect to this song is probably the Toronto accent. I mean, I just think it's damaging to the ears. Like, I can't contemplate anybody just willingly talking like that. Like, it's such a melting pot of just noise. Like, that's not a real accent. I can't accept that, dog. That's not a real accent. But as for the lyrics, of course, it's kind of just a play on the OG Plain White T's song. You know, it's just throwing in a bunch of Toronto references and slang and whatnot in there. Which I guess is like, it allows me to take this song a little less seriously than the whole J. Cole feature on Grippy. Because at least I know, yeah, it's just a bullshit parody, so who actually cares? And it's funny because a lot of people thought this was AI, but Drake actually reposted this on his stories, basically being like, oh, wait, no, this is for real. Like, no. And then it's like you can even listen to the song on streaming, which like tripled down on the fact that, yeah, this is a real thing. Which kind of makes me want to put on my tinfoil hat for a bit, right? I just think that this is supposed to be some sort of like distraction tactic by Drake and his team to, you know, distract from the fact that he got absolutely demolished by Kendrick Lamar. But if I'm also just being realistic here, I feel like this is just not an effective move. Like, he basically went from being made an ass of to making an ass of himself, if that makes any sense. But like, at the end of the day, I feel like, is the comeback impossible for either one of these artists? I mean, no. I mean, especially for J. Cole, even though, yeah, he did embarrass himself, but like at the same time, I feel like he still has like the least damaging end of this drama. Like, he can come back, he just needs a couple actually good features under his belt. I don't know, maybe he could drop like a little EP or something like that, and then like boom, he'd be right back in the mainstream. People would fuck with him more. He'd get the popular opinion again. As for Drake, I only just feel like his comeback can happen because Drake stands are weird. All Drake needs to do is go back into like his edgy trap phase, you know, his like fuck boy phase or whatever. Maybe drop like a Nike collab or some shit, and then everybody else will fuck with him again. You know how that shit goes. But yeah, that's basically just what I wanted to talk about here, because I saw a lot of people talking about it like these past like week and a half, and I just thought it was hilarious. Grippy sucks. J. Cole, don't ever do freaky Cole stuff again, bro. Just stick to the lyrical, lyrical, spiritual, mallyrical, whatever stuff, bro. That's what you're good at, okay? As for Drake, yo, I can't stress it enough. You're not a Toronto man. Please stop doing that accent. I genuinely do think that this song is a crime. It is legit a crime. I can't stress enough how much I hate Gwan Delilah and Grippy. If I was to ever hear either one of these songs in public in any sort of setting, it doesn't matter what setting it is, I am finding the DJ and putting him 6 feet under. I love all of you, all right? It is June. It is hot. It is very hot where I live. Oh my God, I can't even step outside. Of course, Men's Mental Health Month, check on your homies. As I said, if you know what I'm saying, it's Father's Day coming up. If you have a dad in your life, dap him up and tell him, you know what I'm saying, shout out dads, they're pretty rad. It is also Juneteenth coming up. You already know what it is, man. To all my fellow brothers and sisters, all right, we live to see another day. Of course, we just have to live with the fact that we have Drake and J. Cole as representations of hip hop. I have to go. You're all beautiful. Yeah, see you later. Peace.
Don't you think it's a little odd that the ice hasn't melted yet?
One of life's great mysteries.